So bad news is good news. So if you want to know how bad news is good news, please stay till the end of the video and you'll know. And before I get into that, I just want to say, feel free to contact me if you do want any of these. My email is in my about page, and it's posted in the description below. So feel free to contact me if you want one. And stay tuned for the 500 subscriber giveaway. There's quite a few fun pieces in that. And I'm looking to add more, but I'll get right into it now. So, bad news is good news, and I'm talking about the economy and everything, obviously, because this is a stacking channel. That's what I'm kind of doing. I do macroeconomics, coins, gold and silver. So, what I kind of mean by this whole bad news is good news is you have to see the economy and the stock market separately. The economy is essentially people. It's people who go to work, earn money, pay for things. That every time you pay for something, that's helped generate someone else's income. That's how the economy just works. Your spending is someone else's income. Someone else's spending could be your income. Your income just is generated from others' spending. Even if your stimulus, that's generated from government spending. But that devalues the dollar when you do it that way. As I'm sure all of you know, but so when there's bad news for people, bad news for jobs, bad news for basically what's causing day-to-day living. People aren't allowed to go out, spend money, even if they wanted to. A lot of people can't spend money and how they'd want to spend it. So it's basically, even if they aren't into saving, some people are still saving, and that's kind of bad news for the economy because it's leading to lesser jobs for others, which that also leads to fewer jobs for others because it's a domino effect to that. When people stop spending, one person loses his income, that's less income for someone else. That happens enough times and they're going to need to lay someone off, someone else loses income, which only makes it worse for everyone else because now there's less spending, which means less income. That's essentially the way everything works. But that is good news for the stock market. Because when there's bad news for the economy, bad news for just normal living, people see that as, oh, they're gonna print a lot of money. It's gonna inflate asset prices. Therefore, that's great news. I better jump into the stock market because basically when you print money and it's not being needed to be spent, it just creates asset bubbles. And with all those asset bubbles that we're seeing right now, eventually it's going to be taken out of assets. People are going to need to spend money eventually. People might just take it out because assets are dropping one day. But with all the printing, with all the saving, more money flows into asset prices, the stock market, to be more specific. You see it in other areas, but I'm just kind of focusing on the stock market for this video. That goes up. So people understand that right now that when they print money, when they shovel it out the door, all this helicopter money is just leading to higher asset prices. We've seen it in the Dow, we've seen it in the NASDAQ, we've seen it in gold and silver. We see it everywhere. That doesn't stay that way forever. That's something that everyone needs to be aware of. There's a lot of momentum investors in the NASDAQ, let's say. NASDAQ starts dropping, they're gonna jump ship. No more momentum there. They're all out, which causes other people to panic. Just kind of like, and it's like another spiral, downward spiral, like the one I kind of described for the economy, but this is more just for the stock market. And of course, when you create all this inflation with money printing, to me, inflation is money printing, period. It's all supply and demand. You're adding supply, you're inflating the supply. Demand is never going to stay the same. That is always changing, and when there's extra uncertainty, there's more savings and more demand for the dollar, and when there's more certainty, there's less savings, more spending, more dollars on the market, less demand for the dollars, inflation. Might as well get ready now. At least that's my personal opinion. I'll have to know what you guys think about the stock market and just inflation in general, how bad news is good news when it comes to the bad news for the economy affecting the stocks. And I've been asked a few times on people asking me to do videos on the stock market, everything like that. And basically, if you don't know what a stock is, it's basically just a business that's publicly traded, so you could buy parts of the business and things like that instead of needing to buy the business basically outright. Kind of the way it works. But I hope you guys enjoyed. That's kind of the trend that I've seen this past week. Hit me up if you do want one of these. Stay tuned for the 500 subscriber giveaway. Stay positive. See you next time. Thanks. Bye.